Thank you, Mr. Chair. To each of our fine officers here, I thank you for your service at our border and all of those that are supporting you. I've heard from at least one member here this afternoon that they felt that they were the only person that represented a border district. I just completed a tour of the westernmost counties in North Carolina. Counties nestled down in the mountains, 1,000 miles away from the border. And every sheriff that I visited said that they felt that they were protecting their county from the border. They were a border county because they're seeing the influence into what was once mountains that seemed impenetrable to these types of behaviors, particularly the drugs. Mr. Modlin, I know that we have heard reports of how many pounds of fentanyl, gallons of fentanyl have been captured. Do we have any method to estimate how much fentanyl has actually made it through into the United States?
Thanks for the question, sir. To my knowledge, there is no way to estimate the amount that made it into the United States. It certainly, that estimation certainly wouldn't come from me.
I'd like to follow up. When you discover fentanyl coming in, can you tell us what that looks like? Is it in the back of a truck, a backpack? Did somebody swallow it in some container? What are the mechanisms that people are using to get the Chinese fentanyl into the U.S.?
Thanks again for the question, sir. So when we uncover fentanyl, usually it's in pill form. You've probably seen, because it's been widely discussed, some of the multicolored pills recently. I think my sector had one of the largest seizures of the multicolored fentanyl. It sort of looks a lot like candy would look like. We see that sometimes at our immigration checkpoints and then often between the ports of entry as well, or just on a traffic stop that Border Patrol agents make.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I'd just like to comment to the committee that we heard an argument from the other side earlier this afternoon that this was an issue of humanity, and I couldn't agree more. When I listen to the folks in western North Carolina, I think that we have to consider the humanity, first of all, of those fine officers that are putting their lives at risk to deal with drug dealers, to deal with the increase in crime. We need to consider the humanity for the children that are losing their parents to overdoses, or the children that are seeing their brothers and sisters incarcerated for dealing with drugs. The humanity for young folks that are getting hooked on drugs and overdosing and living their lives. The humanity for parents that are losing their children to the fentanyl influx that we see in this country. Mr. Chair, I know we're running out of time. We've got some other deadlines, so I yield back. Thank you.